Good morning, students. In the last class, we have seen a grammar part, sentence pattern. Hope you people have gone through and you have no doubt. Okay. Today we are going to see a prose, Unit 4 prose. It is written by Rabindranath Tagore. The title of the prose is My Reminiscence. It means, what does a reminiscence means? Remembering. Okay, so we all will have the habit of remembering a very good with the good events or the days which we have spent in a beautiful place or the very happiest day in our lives. Everything will be there, no? So like this here, Rabindranath Tagore is also having a very, he was remembering the happiest time that he has spent in his village along with his family. Okay, so that's why he has given a title as My Reminiscence by Rabindranath Tagore. So I hope that you people, uh, we all know well aware of who's Rabindranath Tagore. Listen, anyhow, let me tell you, Rabindranath Tagore, he has lived in the year 1861 to 1941. He was a Nobel Prize winner. He is a Bengali poet. He's an author, philosopher, artist, and educator. The one who wrote Gitanjali 1912. My Reminiscence was written and published in his 50th year. So this particular one was written by him in the age of 50, shortly before he started on a trip to Europe and America for his failing health in 1912. It was in the course of this trip that he wrote for the first time in English language for publication. So when he has written this one means when he was feeling not well at the time he was traveling to Europe and America. So that time only he has written this one. The very first time he wrote for the English language for publication only. This My Reminiscence. Okay, let us see what he's trying to say in this lesson. Let listen to the teacher and read this section. When I returned home from the outset of my second voyage to England, my brother Jyotirindra and sister-in-law were living in a riverside villa at Chandranagur, and there I went to stay with them. So here he's the very opening scene of the story is like he's returning. Who Rabindranath Tagore is returning from a second voyage. Voyage means a long travel. Okay, long travel after a long travel from England those days and all, no, we don't have the flights and all, so we used to travel only in the ship. Okay, so it takes much time for them to reach the destination and the same to the reach their homeland. So he was returning home from the outset of my second voyage to England. From England he's returning back. Okay, so where he is coming means my brother Jyotirindra and sister-in-law were living in a riverside. So where he is coming means he is coming to Chandranagur. Over there, his brother and his sister-in-law were living, and there I went to stay with them. So over there, I went to stay with them. So he is coming back to the homeland. So where they are living means the Ganges was flowing. The Ganges again those infeasible days. So again those means because already he has spent his most beautiful time over there when he started his trip to his hometown. He was remembering the days which he has spent in his hometown. So ineffable means beyond expression. Some certain things, we cannot express. Listen, what only we can feel. So days and nights languid, days and nights are moving very slowly with joy, sad with longing, attuned to the plaintive babbling of the river along the cool shades of its wooded banks. So he was while he was coming, he was trying to recollect the beautiful days which he has spent along at the riverside of the Ganges. Okay, so it was the days and nights were moving very slowly and also with utmost joy because he was able to remember, he was able to recollect the beautiful days that he has spent with longing attuned to the plaintive babbling. Plaintive babbling means here he is talking about the sounds of the river along the cool shade of its wooded banks. This Bengal sky full of light, this south breeze. So here he is talking about the beautiness of the Bengal. So this Bengal sky full of lights, so full of colored things, the south breeze, this flow of the river, this right royal laziness, this broad leisure stretching from horizon to horizon, and from green earth to blue sky. All these were to me as food and drink to the hungry and thirsty. So when I think of the days which I have spent in my homeland, those days are very beautiful ones. So each and every part of Bengal has been described by him in those lines. Okay, that's what this Bengal sky full of light, south breeze, this flow of the river, the right royal laziness, everything. Okay, from green earth to blue sky, all these were to me. So, all these were to me as food and drink to the hungry and thirsty. So, over there, we have spent the most beautiful days, and those were given me the food and drink for my hunger. For my here, his hunger uh, talks about the live food which he wanted to have for live, and also the hungriness of his knowledge. Here it felt indeed like home, and in these I recognized the mysterious of a mother. So when I was being there, I was able to recognize that I was cared by a mother. So where when I was when I was in my hometown, okay, even though I have gone abroad for a period of time, and I have gone so many places. So whenever I'm coming back to my hometown, I can feel that I was cared by my mother. So whoever it is, when we are returning to our hometown, we felt a kind of joy which we cannot express, isn't it? So that was not so very long ago, and yet time has wrought many changes. So the time has wrought because he has gone to England, and he was coming back from England after a long time. So that period of time, no, the development has been changed. So many changes. Our little riverside nest clustering under the surrounding greenery have been replaced by mills. So when before he has gone from the hometown, so that time, no, his their riverside was full of greenery, but right now all those things have been replaced by mills, which now, dragon like everywhere, rear their hissing heats, belching forth black smoke. So mills means what? Inside the mills they have to run the machineries, and over the top of the factories we will have a tunnel to let out the flame from the factory. So when I return to my homeland, while I'm seeing the places where I have spent the most beautiful days has been replaced now, and all the black smokes are coming out in the midday glare of modern life. So I felt that okay, the modernization has arisen in my hometown also. Even our hearts or mental system have been narrowed down to the lowest limit, and hydra headed unrest has invaded every department of life. So in every department of the life, every department of life, the newer technology has been introduced. So it was a very great cause, and I felt it is for the betterment it is betterment for our future. Maybe this is for the betterment, but I for one cannot account it wholly to the good. But even though whatever comes over there, because we cannot live in the state where how we cannot live in the state where where the development or where the technology has not arrived. Because when the world is keep on moving, and when they are trying to adapt the new situation, we also has to go along with others. Otherwise, what will happen? We will go beyond them. So even though it is good for the state, it is good for the other people, but for personally what I am saying, I cannot take it, I cannot take it fully as good. Because what kind of a person means, he liked the nature very much. The person, one who liked the nature, one who were able to adapt the lifestyle of nature, will never easily adapt the modernization. So here Rabindranath Tagore is also a person like that. It is not possible for him to adapt the modernizations. So that's why he has given us a statement like, but I for one cannot account it wholly to the good. These lovely days of mine at the riverside passed by like so many dedicated lotus blossoms. So the days which I have spent, the most beautiful days which I have spent at the riverside, I was dedicating to the lotus blossoms floating down the sacred stream. So over there I was so many lotus were there, so I'm dedicating to them. Some rainy afternoons, whenever sometimes no, in the rainy afternoons also I have spent in a veritable more exciting frenzy, singing away old Vaishnava songs, or being in the riverside. He will be singing, songs to my own tunes. They themselves will prepare their tunes, and they will be singing the songs, accompanying. Who will be accompanying Rabindranath Tagore means, he was accompanied myself on a harmonium. He will be having a harmonium in his hand, and he will be putting his own tune, and he will be singing songs. On other afternoons, sometimes no, on other afternoons, we would drift along in a boat. So we will be going in a boat. My brother Jyotirindra accompanying my. So when we were drifting along the boat, when I was drifting along the boat, my brother will accompany me, and he will have his violin. He will be putting tune and singing. And as beginning with the Puravi 50, we went on varying the mode of the music with the declining day. We saw on reaching the Behaha, the western sky close to the doors of its factory of golden toys, and the moon on the east rise over the fig of trees. So all the beautiful things I was able to recollect, even though it was not there when I happened to cross these things, those memories are coming to me. He's saying like that. Okay, then we would row back. Then after that, no, they will be rowing back to the landing steps of the villa. They would row back to the landing steps, means where they were living. So to the landing steps of the villa, and seat ourselves on a quiet spread, and they wanted to, and they will please to sit on a comfortable place. What is a comfortable place for them means their terrace facing, because the terrace was facing the rivers. By sitting over there, it gives a kind of relaxation. By then a silvery peace rested on both land and water. Hardly any boats were about, because that riverside was, when we were happy, when we were there that time, no, my our riverside was not rushed with the boats. Hardly one or two boards only will come. So the fringe of trees. So at that time, the climatic conditions, the river was not polluted much. So how the things will be, that too when you have a very good climate, the breeze from the river will be very beautiful. If you really wanted to enjoy the nature, we need to live with the nature only. The fringe of trees in the bank was reduced to a deep shadow, and the moonlight glimmered over the smooth flowing stream. So they will be happily sitting on the veranda facing the river, and they will be enjoying the climate. So the villa we were living in was known as the name of the villa where they were living was Moran's Garden. So it was a flight of stone flagged steps. So the whole villa is filled with a flight of stone flagged steps, means they will be having lot of steps. The steps are made of stones. Okay, led up from the water to a long broad veranda. So from the riverside to reach their veranda, they have a long broad, they have a very great steps also, okay, which formed part of the house. The rooms were not regularly arranged, so and also the rooms of the villas were also not regularly arranged, not nor all on the same level, and also the rooms will not be on the same level, same size, okay, and some had to be reached by short flights. So in order to go to some rooms, no, we need to take the stairs. The big sitting room overlooking the landing steps. So where the big sitting room is the living room, overlooking the landing steps. So to reach the living room, we need to take the landing steps, had stained glass windows. So that particular steps was covered with glass windows with the colored pictures. So the whole room will be filled with the colored pictures. So in that one of the picture was a swing hanging from branch, half hidden in dense foliage. So in that one picture, no, in that picture we could see a swing which was hanging from branch, half hidden in the dense foliage. It was half hidden and in the checkered light and shade of this bower. So over in that picture on the swing, two persons were swinging, and there was another of a broad flight of steps, and again there will be a broad flight of steps will be there leading into some castle like palace. So if you take the steps, no, it will take you to the castle like palace, up and down, which men and women in festive grab were going and coming. So whether we could see some a lot of persons those who were going and coming inside the castle, okay. When the light fell on the windows, if we put on the light, if the light fell on the window, these pictures shone wonderfully. So they have been arranged in that manner. If we switched on the light, if the light falls on those pictures, no, it will give a beautiful scene to fill the riverside atmosphere with holiday music. So that was a beautiful atmosphere. No one can exactly say how beautiful, because it has to be filled. That was that much beautiful. Some faraway long forgotten revelry seemed to be expressing itself in silent words of light. The love thrills of the swinging couple making alive with their eternal story the woodlands of the riverbank. So when if you happen to see the pictures, no, it says it will be giving you some kind of a story. So that much beautiful that villa will be. The topmost room of the house was in a round tower. So that there was a room in the top of the round tower, windows opening to all the sides. So that particular room will be having windows on all sides. This that particular room has been taken by my, because over there if I sit I use, because the person one who writes a novel and poetry, no, they like to live in a uh, very silent rooms, because they want to think a lot. They should not have any kind of disturbance. So here Rabindranath Tagore also taken that particular room as his room. Nothing could be seen from thence save the tops of surrounding trees and the open sky. So over there he was not able to see anything rather than the beautiful nature. I was then busy with the evening songs, and of this room I wrote. So that time, no, evening time and all, I will be sitting alone and I will be composing poems there, where in the breeze of limitless space clouds are led to sleeps. I have built a house for thee, O poesy. So when the busy mornings are get over, um, when the breast of limitless space clouds are led to sleep, when all the living creatures are going to sleep, when I have an eternal silence around me, I have built my house for the poetry. So at the time I will write poetry like this. Okay, children. So this is the story. This is the lesson about Rabindranath Tagore. Sorry, not about Rabindranath Tagore. Uh, his happiest time in his hometown. Okay, hope you people have understood. I'll go through it. Ask me if there is any doubt. In page number 95, if you see, means you will have four filling the blank. Okay, Just read the lesson and fill that one. Okay, bye.